Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Passion Unscripted. And it's me, Irina Portnova, with Dina Alexander. And today we have a very interesting topic. We are going to talk about from sweet to sour and how love and relationships become toxic. I'm sorry, I had to sneeze. And like in our culture, I don't know how it is, in Aruba, but in our culture, they say when person sneeze, when somebody talks, it means that this is the truth. So
Uh,
let's talk about the truth reveals itself. All right,
I would
Dina.
say, bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, then let's talk the truth. This is the truth because this is happening. The topic is happening with my clients. That a client guy, a male, was telling me the other day, but she was so sweet at the beginning. Why? Where? When things went wrong, and now it's like that. So I want to open up this session stating that usually the majority of times it has nothing to do with the woman. I'm going to it can happen with men also, okay, but in this case men, because a man came to me and asked me what happened, I want to take this opportunity to help the men out, okay.
Mhm.
But in between we are going to talk about helping a little bit, helping the women that has this problem also with these men, because they started very lovable and everything was sweet, and at the end it's like toxic and really toxic. So what at the beginning, for me as a coach, if this happens, usually it's because you started your relationship with a wrong concept of relationship. Okay, so what is a relationship? Let's start with that. For me, a relationship is someone that adds on to my life, that will help me in my spiritual journey using my sexual energy. If you
I love it.
Yeah, that is for me, my clients, because they are searching for a sex coach and an intimacy coach, and yeah, that is what I use. The if you the concept of a relationship is a partner helping you in your journey of adding on your path towards your journey to your goal, the spiritual goal, by using the sexual energy, which is the spiritual energy, which is the creative energy. So when I talk about this, I heard that you liked it. So what would you add on?
No, it's like, it's very intentional, right? And it's great when we have that awareness, understanding that feminine energy is very potent energy. And like I always say, for the women who do not stand for their power, it's really for the women that do not know and understand how powerful we are. Because a man without a feminine energy is zero, without the one, because we are actually the one. And we, like when you put the one in front and zero, next to that, we become 10, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people don't have that awareness. So a lot of times men manipulate women, they mistreat them, they play the games of hot and cold, right? Without realizing that, if the feminine is gonna remove their energy, the men are not gonna thrive the way they are, right? And a lot of times they, they'll be punished from the spiritual standpoint, right? You see a lot of times men lose in their income, a lot of times, like health issues show up, or even, when they move forward, their relationships are not working out because for the way that they mistreated that woman that was actually given the love and feminine energy.
Yes, I totally agree with you, because if I extract from tantric um, knowledge, the words, they state that the woman is the the vortex,
Mm-hmm.
and if a man knows that and knows how to add on to that woman's life, he will also manifest
Mm-hmm.
together with her. Okay, so yeah, things are like that. So the next thing I wanted to add on, why things go from sweet to sour, is because when you enter a relationship, you have to be balanced in your life, every area. And some people start relationships with problems,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to be very conscious that these problems, the your other half, or the people that comes in your life, they are not the ones that are going to save you. And the majority of us think like that they
Mm-hmm.
come into your life to save us, to help us correct or balance our lives. No, you two balanced individuals should come together and help each other, not help, add on to each other's
Mm-hmm.
life, to
Complement each other.
complement each other towards the journey, in the journey towards the mission.
Mm-hmm.
That's the secret. So if you're not balanced, you should stay single.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna add to that, not balanced and not healed. And
That's
I
my
think we touched that at our other conversations when we said that when people jump from one relationship to another relationship without given some time to actually reflect and see what went wrong and grieve and heal, right? Whatever it takes, they are not ready to move into another relationship. And a lot of people look at, okay, let me just go into another relationship, like, so I forget that person, the last person that hurt me, right? But rather than just they are just putting like a band-aid on that, that sore, what you call it, wound, right?
yes,
So each time, like, you're gonna take rip off that band-aid, it's gonna hurt again, right? So
yes,
the idea is you have to let that wound to heal by really going within and start asking yourself the questions like, why this happened, in my relationship? What did I do wrong, or what should have I done, right? Maybe protecting my personal boundaries. Maybe it's, like, being open in communication. Maybe it's being more expressive in the emotions and what are your needs, right? Are So the more we are going to start asking these questions, so we know we are going to tune into the answers, and we can actually correct the course of going forward when we are entering new relationships. We already have a clear picture, like what exactly we are looking for in another person. And don't forget that you have to match that person you're looking for. So if you want somebody who is gonna be, affectionate, you have to be affectionate too. If you want somebody who is listening to you, you have to be the same type of person, right? If you want somebody who is not argumentative, you have to be the same way. So basically you have to be that match you are looking for. You cannot expect the other person to be perfect while you are, like, in your own struggles, right? It has to be a match. And that's very important to understand. That's why, like, people go through the second marriage, third marriage, and so on and so forth, because they do not take time to heal. They're just kind of rushing through and not really taking of time, their time, right? Bruno says loads of people can't trust each other because they're afraid others are gonna use their traumas to hurt them. Yeah, that's true. That's true, and it's great to see you with us.
I didn't
So
know.
yeah, so the idea is that people have to take time to heal and have to take time to understand
Yeah.
what that relationship was given to them for, right? What kind of lesson they meant to learn with that relationship in order to become stronger and move much better for the next relationship and be ready for it.
Yes, there are a couple of things I want to talk about before the times go out. Two things. the chemicals that are released at the beginning of the relationship, because the people tend to think that these chemicals are going to continue after 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Still they can, but you need to have tools to
Mm-hmm.
they will not release by itself. Okay, those chemicals are the oxytocin and the endorphins that they say we are a science project, and we release these chemicals and we become happy, and we call it love, that we are in love, but it's a chemical reaction. And
Mm-hmm.
you need to be aware that if you want to keep this chemical reaction, it will not stay the same as in the beginning of the relationship, and that's why you need tools. Okay, so otherwise it will become toxic, because you started with these beautiful happy hormones, chemicals, and at the end
Mm-hmm.
you are not releasing them anymore, or you are releasing them with someone else, and then it becomes a
Mm-hmm.
problem. Okay, another thing that we tend to forget or we don't know is when you attract a partner, it's usually you are attracting you are attracting
Mm-hmm.
yourself, as you said. So there are things that you don't like in this person, and it's not for you to tell the person that you don't like it. It's for you to work on yourself. You understand? And that's how it's supposed to be. You need to be thankful, because that individual, that divine soul that is in front of you, and you call it partner, is giving you the opportunity to work on yourself. Hey,
Oh my
that is
God, Toby!
Toby.
We'll see you next week with us. Can't wait. Can't
Yes,
wait.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
can't
I
wait
can't
for
wait
your
neither.
comeback.
Yeah, so instead of us going to work on ourselves, we become toxic. I think we need to be more humble and see it, or have a helicopter view, see
Mm-hmm.
what's happening, allow it to sink in, centered, and work on yourself. Work on yourself and change, because change won't happen outside. You can only
Mm-hmm.
change inside. So that's what I think is very important. That's what the reason why it becomes toxic, because you don't realize what the person in front of you have it also inside. So if you want it to change, you need to change it inside first. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think when I'm talking like that?
You know what? I think I just go back to my marriage that just ended a couple of months ago. And, like initially it was beautiful and we kind of understood each other very well. But it did become toxic because, my ex husband just became very, like separated. And he was more like blaming me for everything in this world. And it's interesting how that negative energy actually took the best out of him. And he just, like went down that spiral, and it became very toxic at the end. So I was just, like in my own zone. I was minding my own business. And because I don't like to be in the arguments, and he was like fishing for all these arguments because he's that, like the sunlight vampire. Like there are two types of vampires. There are sunlight and moonlight. So sunlight are the people that just have to, like, like burst their negative energy at somebody. Once they burst it out, they feel great after that, right? But for him, I was like, like that releasing point. And I didn't like it at all. And after that he was okay, right? But like at that moment, like, like I felt like like a punching bag. And it's been like for a while for me. And like I'm happy that we kind of ended that. right? And it's all about just, be aware and know exactly what you're going through and admit it, and just, have your boundaries, and also recognize that, maybe, like, obviously in the long run you get used to the person. Maybe it's already like habitual thing, right? For being together for such a long time, we have kids together, but at the end of the day, like, we both want to be happy. And once we realize, it's, like, understanding that, we are going to be better together, I mean apart than together, because we are different people. And like you mentioned about working on ourselves, it's crucial. When one person is working, and, like, I was feeling that I was growing tremendously, while, he was still in his negative things, and he would refuse to do anything about it. So that's exactly how people get apart more and more.
Yes, I totally feel you. I totally feel you. Um, I'm going to share a little bit about me also, why I'm a relationship coach, because I don't believe in divorces or separation, but I do believe if you have two person that are spiritual, aware, and you can do a lot, and you can change a lot in that environment. What's happening, instead of that it will become toxic, you can do those changes, because these persons, these people understand that life is not. It's like water. It's not. If water, if it's still, it becomes green. It perishes. So life is evolution. There is no perfection, and we sometimes we search for perfection, and there is no perfection. We came here for
To work.
evolution, to educate, to grow, to make mistakes, to learn from them. That's life. That's
Yes,
life. And
absolutely.
become toxic is not an option. It's an option
Yes.
when you're tired, when you don't know who you are, when you know that becoming you don't know when you don't know becoming toxic will poison everything around you. That is where you choose, because it's a choice. It's a choice to become toxic. And that's how I deal with a lot of people when they become like that. It's a choice, and you want to just kill everything around you.
Yep.
So
I
I'm going
love
to
I
tell.
love Bruno and Toby supporting us on this conversation. It's like such a deep conversation. And it's true, you know what? It takes two to tango. When one person, that's what it is. Like when I also coach people, I say, hey, two things are gonna happen when you partner with me. First of all, it's, like, you're gonna, raise your self-value and self-love, and either your partner is gonna start really picking up and meeting you where he's supposed to be or she's supposed to be, or they're gonna fall apart because you're gonna match somebody who is on your frequency.
Yes, yes. I wanted to share something of me, my own life. Um, when I started my journey, I became married, and I got my kids. I will not ever change the father of my kids, because I think that was the best decision, and he was, for that moment, he was the one. And what they sold me at the beginning of marriage, that it will be forever, for me it wasn't that, because um, if I was married now, I wouldn't have been talking to you. I would be maybe dead.
Oh my god.
Yes, yes. So everything is it's an evolution. Not
Mhm.
everything is not will not stay the same. So I don't believe in marriages, but I am a relationship coach. It needs to be there needs to come evolution in a partnership. But that monogamous marriage, For me, it can happen. It's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of souls that came here, I think they couldn't do their mission as it's supposed to be done because they were in a monogamous relationship. What do you think about that?
You know what comes for me? It's about free spirit, right? Free spirit, when people have free spirit, right, they are more open to different things, right? And again, it's all about, like, what is your ending goal, right? What do you want? And I think it's important to have the same values. When people have the same values, then these relationships work. And we all want to have our private space whenever we need it, right? And at the same time, you know that you can trust the person. It's all about how to make that relationship work, how to make it exciting. And it's great when two people are working on it together.
True, true. I'm with you. It becomes toxic when one of them realizes after a while that it isn't working, and the other one doesn't want to change. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
or don't see it like the one
Right.
that becoming toxic sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do think I had to go through several relationship for me to get here, because I do believe that I from every relationship that I had in my lifetime, I picked up something that I used to and I give to my clients.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when I was preparing to come to become my sex coach, and open up my business, I never knew what a narcissist, how it feels to live with a narcissist, because I had very lovable partners in the past. But 2 years ago, I got to know, I fell in love with a narcissist, and it's
You know,
like it's
you know
it's like
what, Dina? You know what? Just from my manifesting, experience, sometimes we don't want to wonder how it is to have somebody like that, because we are actually, attracting that person to manifest, to experience it, right? So, like, we have to be very careful when we even become curious on some things.
yeah, but I
Mhm.
wasn't even aware, Irina. I wasn't
Right.
even aware because I never stood still and asked myself that. But there was a point where my son came to me and he said, "Are you crazy? This guy is crazy. Don't you see it?" And I told him, "Look, it's an experiment. It's an experiment."
That's for the experience, to put it under the belt, so I know what to tell my clients, right?
No, but yeah, that, and also you really think sometimes that you are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I really felt it. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. You
no,
you start doubting yourself, because that's the way how they present it.
yes. That's why I think you need to know who you are. That's where I put my boundaries, and I block everything because it's a decision
Mm-hmm.
for my mental health. I because I knew who I was, I took the decision not to become toxic, as a lot of women become. Okay, so okay, what does Toby said? I was with a narcissist. I was asked if I was done my case study.
That's funny. Like, in this kind of scenarios, thanks for sharing, Toby. In this kind of scenarios, all we have to do is just to laugh it out. Like, like, there is no point to sit and cry. Like,
Yes,
seriously.
yes, and that's a big part of life. If you cannot laugh at your life,
Exactly.
you need to do something on it.
Yes, you have to, like, get with the program and, like, really know how to play the game of life, right? In
Yes,
order to enjoy it to the fullest.
yes, yes. That's how it is. So this is my information for today. I hope you guys like it.
Ooh, today was so cool. So cool. And yes, thanks so much, Bruno and Toby, for joining. And Toby, next time it's gonna be three of us, so it's gonna be even more entertaining and funny because it's cool like to share our experiences because people like living the life and they are all by themselves thinking that this shit happens to them but nobody else because nobody is willing to share, but we are here just like to say it how it is and to say that we all have our life experience, and it's not only beautiful experience, it's everything, because we came here to learn and to grow and become better versions of ourselves. So if anybody has something to add, what is their experience in the toxic relationship, and how did they manage to get away from that, we will be happy to read in the comments. And as always, reach out to us. We are here to guide, to support you, and to be with you through thick and thin, right? And let's just make this world a better place for each one of us to experience the best life ever. All right.
Yes.
And Toby said, shit happens. You just have to have splash guard. Totally. Totally.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. A great episode. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.